Domain flipping and investing is very different than most businesses, although there are also many similarities. I'll explain. In traditional businesses, the product or service being sold is usually something that can be sold to multiple buyers. When a toy store sells a board game or a doll or a video system, those items are sold repeatedly and continue to be manufactured as long as there are people buying. When a jewelry store sells a watch or a set of gold earrings, those items get replaced and sold again to a new customer, and the process is repeated for as long as there are customers who want those items. Domain selling is a whole different ball of wax. When you sell a domain name, that's it. It's a one-time sale. There will never be another domain exactly like it. Every single domain name is a 100% unique product, available for only one customer. For that reason, making consistent domain sales relies heavily upon your willingness to learn about the types of domains that are very desirable to buyers in particular markets. The uniqueness of a domain name is also the reason you'll have the opportunity to earn a much larger profit on each one in comparison to a manufactured product. Once a domain is sold, nobody else can have it unless it is resold or abandoned by the current owner. There are many domainers in the industry who earn millions. Consider the potential almost limitless. The amount you can make in this business depends on how serious you take it and how motivated you are. Most who get involved aren't out to make millions, but hope to at least make a substantial income. Some do it just for a little side cash. It's interesting to note that there is more money flowing through the domain markets today than ever before. Don't buy the idea, touted by some who don't understand the domaining industry, that the domaining boom has come and gone. Nothing could be further from the truth. There is far more profit available in domaining today than any time in history. The confusion comes from people thinking, well, back in the early days, you could easily find and register killer domain names. You just can't find them anymore. Well, anybody with a little bit of brain power can figure out that that's exactly what makes domain names far more valuable and profitable today: supply and demand. Back then, it was easy for anybody to pick up virtually any domain name that they wanted. Therefore, any potential profit was slim to none. As the years went on and desirable domain names became harder to get with every passing year, the value increased right along with it. Today, a domain name you can easily sell for $1,000 would have been only worth the registration fee years ago. The key that makes or breaks you in domaining is your ability to acquire highly desirable domain names for a fraction of what the market will pay. To most people, it's an impossible task. To a knowledgeable domainer, finding these gems is a piece of cake. And that knowledge and understanding of the systems involved is what can make a domainer extremely successful. When you first start off in domaining, you will have to accumulate a portfolio of domains before you can do anything else. This takes time and should involve many careful decisions. When entering the domaining business, it's very easy to begin registering and buying an inventory of domains too fast, as you'll find so many every single day that are ripe for the picking. This is where most beginners fail and lose money from the start. They invest far too much in domains that sound great, but they aren't experienced enough to understand what the actual marketplace wants to buy. It's incredibly easy to end up with hundreds of registered domain names that will never sell. For this reason, my recommendation is to start with a tiny portfolio of no more than a dozen domain names after you take the time to learn what sells. Don't fall into the common trap of thinking you know enough to register 100 or more in the beginning. You don't. Even seasoned professionals will be fortunate to sell enough of their inventory to break even with registration expenses. However, if you are patient and use the strategies I teach in this course, you should be able to grow your portfolio of domains over time to the point where you can live a financially secure lifestyle off its gains. Avoid the mindset of trying to make huge profits overnight. Slower, more careful, and more long-term thinking is the key to great profitability in the domaining business.